Good morning, Scituate. I am Karen Canfield. I'm a member of the Board of Selectmen, and I am here with Town Administrator Jim Bedreau. We have just walked away from hearing the governor's announcement, and so the remarks that we had prepared are now changed, so we wanted to get some news out to everybody as quickly as we can about how this all affects Scituate and other things that have happened here. So Jim's going to update us, and then I have some community outreach resources that I will let you know at the end of the show.
Sure. Thank you, Karen. First, I want to thank all the town residents for their support, their cooperation through what's really unprecedented times. None of us have been through this before. As Karen said, things are changing by the hour. The governor just went on the air, and I'll update you on that. But thank you for your support, for your cooperation. Thank you to the town employees, especially our first responders. They're on the front lines of this. So when you see them, thank them from a distance, but they're out there doing work. The town is still operating as best we can as we get through this. The newest advice, the newest news is that the governor has now ordered all non-essential businesses to close and for people to shelter in place to the extent possible, commencing tomorrow at noon through Monday, April 6, 2020. This order does not apply to supermarkets, gas stations, and pharmacies. Restaurants that provide takeout and delivery may continue to do so as long as they follow DPH protocols. All non-essential workers or workers that can work from home are now required to do so. Those operations that support those businesses that are open, trucking companies, things like that, they are also exempt from this order. As we get more details, as the governor fleshes this out, we will provide them to you. What that means for the town hall, we were preparing to go to a reduced schedule later on this week. We will do that starting tomorrow. Essential personnel will report. Those who can work from home will be encouraged to do so. But we will still provide those services that we can provide to our residents to the extent possible. Follow our website. Stay tuned. We will do more updates as we are able to flesh those out. Last Friday, an employee of the Driftway Medical Center tested positive for the virus. The building has been closed, and Brigham and Women's Hospital, with the approval of the Department of Public Health, is in charge of following response protocols for this event. As of this morning, I have been informed that we have our first confirmed case in the town of Scituate. The person in question is in quarantine and asymptomatic at this point. We will see additional cases. I think people need to understand that. As the state ramps up testing, we will see a spike in positive cases both statewide and here in Scituate. This does not necessarily mean that more people are getting the virus, but we are identifying those who have it. This only reinforces the governor's new order for people to stay home if possible, and if you need to go out, maintain social distancing, and when you return, to practice proper hygiene, washing your hands, keeping everything nice and clean. If you haven't already done so, please sign up for the Code Red notices on the town website homepage. This is our way to get in touch with you in an immediate nature through your phone or through your cell phone. You go right to the town website, find Code Red, sign up, and that way we can get you information in an immediate manner. If you need additional information, you can call 211 for the state. You can go to Mass.gov and click on the COVID-19 banner at the top of the page. Or you can go to mass211.gov and get up-to-date information on the COVID-19 virus and what the state is doing to deal with it. We have posted town meeting for the April 13 town meeting date. This is so we meet all our legal requirements for posting and notice for town meeting. We are anticipating that town meeting will be postponed until sometime in May, but we did need to post it so that when we do take up town meeting in the future, everything will be legally done and we'll be in good shape. So at this point, that is where we are. Again, this is changing by the hour, and when we have another update, we'll be bringing it to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Jim. As you said, a lot is going on, but in typical Scituate Strong manner, there are several groups that are working to help people who need help, to give you an opportunity to volunteer to help people, and to get some additional resources that might be outside of the medical or government outlets. And the first group is the SANS group. They are in the process of creating a really cool website that should be launched later today, and you'll be able to find it on www.sanshelp.org. And it will give you an opportunity to click one of three buttons. I need help, I can help, or I need to know more. And so look for that as a way to organize helping other people in the community. Or as the governor said earlier, if your next door neighbor is offering to go to the grocery store for you, let them, especially if you are in the vulnerable population. The other thing that's going on is the Scituate Chamber of Commerce is working very closely with all of our businesses to make sure they know what resources are available to them from the federal and state governments at this time, to help ease the sting of the impact of this pandemic on them. You can go to the Scituate Chamber of Commerce website and see a list of businesses that are open. It obviously will have to be revised as of this morning, but it also shows who can deliver, who does contactless delivery, and who has curbside pickup. So thank you so much to SANS and to the Chamber and to all the community that is working so hard to keep our businesses going and our residents safe. So that's the community piece. I was hoping that we could ask Jim just a couple of questions before we finish up today.
Sure.
So the board obviously gets a lot of questions from people in the community, and they want to know how some of these actions are going to impact them. So one we get a lot is what's going on as Widows Walk, and can we go walk there still?
No. Widows Walk is closed, completely unrelated to the COVID-19 virus. Whether we open Widows Walk or not, Widows Walk must be prepared for the season. They need to get out and do all the greens. They need to do the fairways. They need to do all the work that needs to be done to open it. If we do not do that, we will lose that part of the golf course. It will cost more money and more effort later to bring it back. So the golf course needs to be prepared to open. The maintenance people are out there on the golf course doing that now. That is why the golf course is closed, because we don't want people walking on the golf course with the golf course machinery working on it. So if we get to the point where the golf course is prepared, but we are not going to open it, we can have that discussion about allowing people to walk there. But right now, the golf course is being prepared for opening, and that's why it's not available to people.
Okay, thank you. One of the things the governor pointed out in his remarks was things like pickup basketball games and interacting in groups where there's contact really needs to stop if we're going to really make a dent. Is the town of Scituate going to do anything to help encourage that from happening?
So the Scituate police have already done that. We had some incidents last week after we closed the parks where basketball courts were full. The police would go by and say, look, the park's closed, you have to be on your way. They will continue to do that. It's not going to be in a punitary or pejorative manner. It's going to be like, you need to move along, you can't be here, and break up those large groups. So we will continue to do that.
Okay. Do you know if we will have any COVID testing facilities here in Scituate or nearby?
It's unclear if we'll have one in Scituate. Last I spoke to Senator O'Connor, they were planning to put one in the air base of Southfield and Weymouth to open up a drive-through facility there. But what people have to understand is because they open that facility, you can't drive there and be tested for COVID-19. You have to be sent there by a healthcare professional to be tested. So you will have documentation saying, I'm here, I'm supposed to be tested, and go through. You just can't show up and say, hi, I don't feel good, I want to be tested for COVID-19. So that is coming according to Senator O'Connor's office, but we don't have a definite timeline when that will come.
Okay, thanks. One last question for you is, I just was wondering if somebody goes to the police station, or I'm sorry, the public safety complex, what happens when they come to the door now?
Right now, they will be let into the vestibule, but not into the lobby. There is a intercom where they can talk. They will be asked a series of questions before they will be allowed into the lobby to deal with the police or the fire. We do have a police officer in the dispatch. If people have questions, they can call right into the dispatch. If it's a non-emergency 911 nature, that police officer can then handle that call and triage it and send out the appropriate response without having to dispatch necessarily a cruiser or an officer. So we are discouraging people from going there. If you have to go there, you will get into the front door. You will not get into the lobby until you've talked to dispatch and let people know. And then you will probably be dealt with people that will be completely covered in PPE equipment, just to make sure that they stay safe.
That's great. That's all the questions I have. If residents have additional questions about town activities and town rules and what's going on, you may call the Selectman's office at 781-545-8740, or you can always go to the town website and email questions. And as we do these updates, and we'll try to do them as timely as possible to keep you informed of what's going on, we'll take some of those questions at the end as well. So thank you, everybody. I just wanted to reiterate what Mr. Bedreau said. If you see any of our town employees, wave to them and thank them, because they have been working throughout all of this to continue to make sure that the town of Scituate is servicing all of the residents that it can. And the board in particular wants to very much thank all of them. So
And I think we just need to make sure people understand. Stay home. If you don't need to go out, don't. Stay home. If you don't feel well, stay home. Call your doctor's office. Do not drive to your doctor's office. Call your doctor's office and talk to them before you go, and they will tell you whether or not you meet the criteria, what you should do, as opposed to driving to the doctor's office and putting everybody there at risk. So use common sense, stay home, stay safe. We will get through this as quickly and as painlessly as we can.
great. Thank you, everybody.